What I am holding is possibly, maybe, the most exciting pocket watch featuring the face of a Zionist luminary, Theodor Herzl, that was ever created. This is perhaps, possibly, the most important piece of Zionist sports memorabilia ever. It is a hockey puck from the 13th Herzl Cup, played in Toronto between Toronto and Montreal in 2003. This is possibly, maybe, the most important box that sold Theodor Herzl brand pencils ever created. These holding in my hand, perhaps the most important postcard of Herzl Lodge at Tel Noar Lodge in New Hampshire that has ever been created. I'm holding in my hand what is possibly, perhaps, the most important German missile case which has a portrait of Theodor Herzl on it. And what's in my hand is possibly, probably, the most important Zionist flagpole decorative ornament of all time. I'm holding in my hand, possibly, the most important handwritten notebook of a Viennese Zionist other than Theodor Herzl. This is the notebook of Egon Zweig. I'm holding what is perhaps the most important and certainly one of the biggest pictures of the sculpture of Theodor Herzl that was made by the artist Boris Schatz. I'm holding what is possibly the most important Jewish book since the Bible, the Talmud, the Mishnah, and all the explanations, Rashi and other commentators on our holy books. This book is the Judenstaat. I am holding what many believe to be the most spectacular Machberet, children's workbook for school that has ever been created with a theme of Zionism. What I'm holding is the most heartbreaking piece of Herzl memorabilia in existence. It's a small booklet that was published in the spring of 1919, which memorializes the members of the Herzl Bund, the Herzl Club, who fell fighting for Germany in World War I. What I am holding is possibly and perhaps maybe the most important playbill for a play performed on a New York stage in 1976 about a Zionist luminary. This play, Herzl. What I'm holding is perhaps the most exquisite example of red crystal, which includes an etching of a Zionist luminary, namely Theodor Herzl, in existence. What I'm holding is perhaps the single best example of the art form known as shirtless, bearded, sunglassed Herzl. What I am holding is a one of one. There is nothing like this anywhere else. See this eagle? It's the symbol of the Eagle Patrol of the Theodor Herzl Troop of the Universal Union of Jewish Youth, which was like a scouts group that operated in Tunisia starting in 1924. And this is the book of its activities for 1936 and 1937. What I am holding is probably the most extraordinary example of a Theodor Herzl letter opener ever created. What I am holding is an exquisite example of a 1980s style school yearbook. This was the yearbook for the Herzl School for 1982. The Herzl School was located in Los Angeles. What I am holding is a bound volume of the minutes of the First Zionist Congress, which was convened by Theodor Herzl in August of 1897. There are many Herzl coins and medals, as you see behind me here, but one of the most important and one of the ones that is on the Herzl 100 is this one. What I am holding is one of the saddest Herzl items in my collection. It is a folder with the report cards from the Theodor Herzl School in Berlin for a student named Harry Rewich.